Certainly in one venue to have so many people who were prominent in terms of the Gandhian legacy, along with many people who were deeply inspired by Martin Luther King's work, just to bring to the same place the descendants of Gandhi and King and Cesar, Chavez and Dolores Huerta, to have all of them there, it was a dream come true.
Good evening, namaskar. Professor Carson, thank you so much.
This could not have been done except for, I think it was 15 people who came into my office last March 1st and said, let's do this. And at that time we had no resources, and in my head I know from previous experience that a conference like this is going to cost at least $100,000. We didn't have it at that time. So this has been a major achievement, and it certainly couldn't have been done without Prasad's idealism.
And it had been a dream for the last 7-8 years.
It was a major conference bringing people from India, different parts of the United States, from South Africa, all of these people inspired by either Gandhi or King or both. I think this is a major step toward really solidifying that connection between Gandhi and King. It's hard to even choose a highlight, but I think the opening night when you had on the same stage Rajmohan Gandhi, Ela Gandhi, the grandchildren of Mahatma Gandhi. You have Martin Luther King III and his daughter, the granddaughter of Martin Luther King. That was a special event, and they may never be on the same stage again because it was so difficult to bring them from all different places.
We need a much bigger effort, a united effort, in order to overcome that problem of violence, of environmental degradation, and the inequality. If we can overcome those three aspects, we can say that we are going to leave a better world for the next generation. Otherwise, there might not be a world for the great-grandchildren.
The family is one thing, but all of us are the family. Some of us may have the blood, but all of us have the spirit. And that's far more important.
That is really fantastic. It was a feast for the eyes and the ears to listen to them from the same platform.
Nonviolence teaches us to operate at a higher level. It's not just forgiveness. It's not just letting someone beat you up. So again, respect, dignity, worth. This is what nonviolence teaches us, how we teach people how to respect one another in a dignified manner.
We need to have a better world, and we need to make a difference. And everyone here can take action by doing something small, and we can make a difference together because there are 7 billion people on this planet. And if we each do our part, then we can make the world a better place.
Honestly, we have a hard time training and keeping organizers because they're like, what is this? Is so old-fashioned. This is like, so slow. We could reach so many more people if we just go stand and make a Facebook post or pass out some flyers. You have to meet with people, bring someone who is willing to host people in their home, their neighbors, to talk about what issues are impacting them in their daily lives, have them go through a process of prioritizing what issues that they feel are the most important, what issues can really be tackled with advocacy and training and organizing of other community members.
Nothing's stronger than sitting down at a table in somebody's home who's opened up their house to you and their neighbors and has broken that bread. It's one of the most immediate ways to build trust and to build a community and develop just that undergirding faith that's needed to sustain a movement.
Once you teach somebody that the power is in their person, that they have the ability to make change when they come together in collective action, you can't extinguish that fire.
This was a special event. I hope those in the audience, and we had a good audience there, recognized how important it was to bring together these people who represent such a long legacy, 150 years after the birth of Gandhi, and here we are in the 21st century reimagining what his legacy will be, because I think for us, Martin Luther King is a continuation of the ideas of Gandhi.
We had broadly 3 objectives we have set forward for this conference. One is the legacy of Gandhi and King. The second objective for the conference was to focus on the youth. How do you take the legacy of Gandhi and King to the youth?
Speaking to the masses about the struggle for equality and an endless pursuit of the dream. Thank you.
The third is the networking. How do we bring people, the individuals, institutions, universities working for peace?
The panels that we had, people like James Lawson, Mary King, people who were familiar with what's going on around the world with respect to nonviolent social activism.
The combination of violent spirit and violent tactics with technology and the sciences means very clearly that we are headed to extinction of the planet and of the human race.
So I did some deep thinking in my own mind as to what I learned from Reverend Lawson when I was in my early 20s. I remember some of the things that Reverend Lawson said to me verbatim all those years ago. He talked about the fact that pursuing justice must be combined with action, and that beliefs are not enough.
It's urgent that in every cause that you think is critical for change, if you have not done it, you need to be promoting a nonviolent theory and a nonviolent practice and strategic plans that can create, over a period of time, major change.
These people are still active today, trying to complete the vision of Gandhi, of bringing about global change.
In one word, if we were to take all his teachings, it's humanity. Humanity, and his life, his entire life was a service to humanity.
Nonviolence is not just external, it is internal. In thought, words, and actions.
Every country is going to have its own unique set of problems and its own unique struggles to bring about social justice and human rights.
The legacy of slavery is in our mindset. It is in our language. Look up white in the dictionary. Look up black in the dictionary. White is pure, lily white, good. Cowboy movies, the cowboy in the white hat, you know is the good guy. And who's wearing a black hat? And what does black mean? Blackball, blacklist, bad. It's in our language.
King proved that Gandhi's ideas can work in different cultures, in a Christian culture as well as a Hindu culture, that it can work in the United States as well as in India. And that's very important for those who believe that Gandhi's message was a message to the world.
King said, Jesus Christ has given me the inspiration and Gandhi gave me the method. So for me personally, it is a very, very profound thing that I would say King is an extension of Gandhi. And Gandhi is incomplete without King.
So I think that this is just the first step. The most important session was the last one. Where do we go from here? And that's the one I want to be the start of something even greater than having a 3-day conference.
This conference changed my whole concept. Actually, I can do the same thing as Gandhi did. I want to bring this message to all these young people.
Yesterday when I listened to one of the speeches, I think it was Mary King, who said at that time there was no internet and anything. They went door to door. They printed little leaflets and they gave it from one city to the next. They gathered thousands of people.
I always like to say build a base. And I understand social media is a form of building a base, which is a form of networking. But I honestly think that young people have to do the footwork. We're so dependent upon the internet that we've gotten away from the door to door.
It takes one person. It takes one person to start the movement.
The challenges are much graver in the sense that now we're talking about existential challenges to the world, and we have to pass on people my age to a new generation what we've learned and just say, look, you've got a major challenge.
My dream has come true, having the 2 grandkids of Gandhi, the son and the granddaughter of and Cesar Chavez, grandkid, and Dolores Huerta's daughter. I can't believe I'm here. I'm beyond tears.
We have to build a peaceful world. We have to build a sustainable world. And we have to build a world where the basic rights of every human being are respected.